A shining star over a triangular pile of stones? Langdon shook his head. A source of illumination over a pyramid. Vittoria turned, her eyes suddenly wide. Like the Great Seal of the United States? Exactly. The Masonic symbol on the $1 bill. Vittoria took a deep breath and scanned the piazza. So where's this damn church? The Church of Santa Maria del Popolo stood out like a misplaced battleship, askew at the base of a hill on the southeast corner of the piazza. The 11th century stone eyrie was made even more clumsy by the tower of scaffolding covering the facade. Langdon's thoughts were a blur as they raced toward the edifice. He stared up at the church in wonder. Could a murder really be about to take place inside? He wished Olivetti would hurry. The gun felt awkward in his pocket. The church's front stairs were ventaglio welcoming, curved fan ironic in this case because they were blocked with scaffolding, construction equipment, and a sign warning. Construzione. Non entrare. Langdon realized that a church closed for renovation meant total privacy for a killer. Not like the Pantheon. No fancy tricks needed here. Only to find a way in. Vittoria slipped without hesitation between the sawhorses and headed up the staircase. Vittoria, Langdon cautioned. If he's still in there. Vittoria did not seem to hear. She ascended the main portico to the church's sole wooden door. Langdon hurried up the stairs behind her. Before he could say a word, she had grasped the handle and pulled. Langdon held his breath. The door did not budge. There must be another entrance, Vittoria said. Probably, Langdon said, exhaling, but Olivetti will be here in a minute. It's too dangerous to go in. We should cover the church from out here until. Vittoria turned, her eyes blazing. If there's another way in, there's another way out. If this guy disappears, we're finito. Langdon knew enough Italian to know she was right. The alley on the right side of the church was pinched and dark, with high walls on both sides. It smelled of urine, a common aroma in a city where bars outnumbered public restrooms 20-1. Langdon and Vittoria hurried into the fetid dimness. They had gone about 15 yards down when Vittoria tugged Langdon's arm and pointed. Langdon saw it too. Up ahead was an unassuming wooden door with heavy hinges. Langdon recognized it as the standard Porta Sacra, a private entrance for clergy. Most of these entrances had gone out of use years ago as encroaching buildings and limited real estate relegated side entrances to inconvenient alleyways. Vittoria hurried to the door. She arrived and stared down at the doorknob, apparently perplexed. Langdon arrived behind her and eyed the peculiar donut-shaped hoop hanging where the doorknob should have been. An annulus, he whispered. Langdon reached out and quietly lifted the ring in his hand. He pulled the ring toward him. The fixture clicked. Vittoria shifted, looking suddenly uneasy. Quietly, Langdon twisted the ring clockwise. It spun loosely 360 degrees, not engaging. Langdon frowned and tried the other direction with the same result. Vittoria looked down the remainder of the alley. You think there's another entrance? Langdon doubted it. Most Renaissance cathedrals were designed as makeshift fortresses in the event a city was stormed. They had as few entrances as possible. If there is another way in, he said, it's probably recessed in the rear bastion, more of an escape route than an entrance. Vittoria was already on the move. Langdon followed deeper into the alley. The walls shot skyward on both sides of him. Somewhere a bell began ringing 8 o'clock. Robert Langdon did not hear Vittoria the first time she called to him. He had slowed at a stained glass window covered with bars and was trying to peer inside the church. Robert? Her voice was a loud whisper,